A Podcast Has No Name, with your hosts, Doug Harrelson and Luke Aldridge.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to A Podcast Has No Name season finale edition, or at least for House of the Dragon. It's not our season finale yet. You'll catch us next week, or in the next week or so, with a full season recap, but today we are focused on just the finale. Luke, how are we feeling right now?
Feeling good. We got a lot happened in this episode, and it's the last Hot D episode we'll get for 2 years. So, we got to hang on to it for dear.
Well, so much to unpack here. We've been building towards this whole thing at Tumbleton all season long. We've also had some other plots going on. Let's go ahead and start our journey here in Harrenhal, which feels like we've done that like the last 3 weeks, but we'd like to save the good parts for last, and it does feel like Harrenhal has just kind of been like a couple scenes here or there, not the most major thing, but we did get some development in that plot. I'm not going to pretend like we did.
Yeah.
It just there are bigger fish to fry in this episode. So,
Right.
Aemon wakes up, realizes he has been in fact poisoned by his own mama. Crazy, being your own people sometimes. And but that isn't the part of the episode that's significant. But I mean, we do see him just kind of struggling with guilt and sort of like humility, like very sort of a different tone from Aemon the latter part of this season. But Alis makes a bold claim. Alis is claiming to be the wife of Harren the Black, which those of you that have read Fire and Blood will know that is the used to be the House 4, like Hoare.
Yeah.
I didn't want you guys to think I was saying
Harren
an inappropriate. I didn't want you guys to think I was saying an inappropriate word.
Yeah.
Was the Lord of Harrenhal, and famously was there when Aegon the Conqueror burned it down. So this finally gives us some sort of look into who Alis is and her potential motives for wanting Harrenhal.
Yeah. She did she say wife or just the mother of his child? Like, I'm wondering if she could have been just a mistress.
Interesting.
And I mean, it could have been either way,
but yeah, I believe she just said like the mother. She referred mostly to it as being the mother of Harren's child, which I made certain implications from that. But like you're right, that could very well.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
let us know in the comments. What do you think?
You're right.
That's good. That's good.
At first I was because I could see where it was going, and I could, watching other channels and just reading things, like I've heard this theory before, like she's older, she could have been, but the theories I hear as well, she could be older than Lord Lionel, and I'm like, this is going another level. This is like sorcery level, and it's almost, I noticed something in that scene with Aemon,
which then
it's like she kind of starts out.
There is book canon about her being like potentially older than her age would suggest, or than her physique would suggest.
And that's where I got that Lionel thing, actually. But she's kind of she starts out in therapist mode, and so you feel alone now. Your mother, the one he feels closest to, has abandoned him, and it's almost like her opening up about her trauma is what finally sealed the deal with him trusting her and kind of falling in love. Telling him about her child, and telling him that story, it kind of showing vulnerability seemed to seal the deal with him. And whether it's true or not, it's that could be pretty groundbreaking. That could mean a lot. I hate that, again, we only got one season left, so it would almost we might get more movement on that, but I feel like we to really explore it, we have to have a spin-off.
There are events that will happen at Harrenhal next season. Harrenhal will not be the most insignificant part of the plot all of next season. I will refrain from going any further on that. If you want to bring this back up during spoilers, I'm more than glad to talk about it. We might have a shorter spoiler section this week, because I think next week we're really going to, we might do an hour pre-spoiler, an hour post-spoiler. I'm not even kidding. Looking forward to having you back on the show again, Shay. That'll be a lot of fun. Um,
Yep.
we got another scene in Harrenhal, and this is actually my notable scene. And once again,
It was mine
another
too.
week of Doug picking the scene with Aegon. Um, absolutely masterclass in acting this season from Tom Glencarney. Just and the character is just becoming so much more interesting. Him and I called this like during the spoiler section, probably like 3, 4, 5 episodes ago. That I was like, I think they're going in the opposite directions, and it might lead
Yeah.
to certain events being different than what I expected the first time I read the book, and the first time I even saw early season House of the Dragon. So very interesting sort of dynamic of personalities. Like, because I mean, is it Aegon the better like good guy than Rhaenyra? I guess that's a bigger discussion. Let's just focus on his interaction here with his
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. I mean, I think I you know, in the background of all this, you know, when he says like, fight me and this should
I wanted it,
what was the quote?
so that he
This
was
should
like,
be more.
I wanted to enjoy this more.
I wanted to enjoy this more, and it in the background of all this, he knows that Vagar is a serious weapon, and he's going to need Vagar in the battles to come to win that. So it's like you wonder if he's just kind of justifying like his forgiveness and stuff. Like he kind of gives the vibe, I'm the better man, and he gives that, he kind of gives that vibe, but in the background, of course, he needs Vagar. So you
Yeah,
wonder if Vagar was not a
an
piece
option
of
would he
this.
have just
Like,
killed it? Yeah,
yeah, would he have just? But it's almost like it. And you want because I still can't imagine if Aemon had been a little more surly. Maybe not challenging him and killing him, but a little more surly about it. And oh, you're here. He probably still wouldn't have killed him. He needs that dragon, but I think he's just reasserting his dominance. Is what it
yeah.
comes down to.
I mean, and I think you're allowed to be mad at your brother for trying to kill you. I mean, I think that's just like,
Yeah, it's
I think that's fair.
justified.
Like,
Yeah,
I think you've
yeah,
earned
and
that.
this is also my favorite scene. So we
Yeah.
picked the same, but
Well, we can't
it
go
was
3
good.
for
I mean,
3 again this week. We can't do it. We can't do it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I thought we got 2 out of 3 last week. I feel
Yeah,
like
okay.
one of our
Well, we would have had 3 out of 3, but I made a last second audible to Olivia Cook.
Yeah, but it was definitely a cool scene, and it was like it's something. The thing is, his plot is not very fleshed out in between when he escapes with Laris and a future event. So they
Yeah.
kind of had to make up his plot.
They did a good job with it. They
honestly,
did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
Like, low key impressed.
I've enjoyed his
it's a blank
part.
slate in there, and they had to kind of fill it up with something, or just have like one of your best actors, one of your best characters not involved. This is how you organically create drama, like versus like some of the stuff with
Mhm.
Allison has been just a little comical. We get another random Allison
Yeah.
moment too, but we'll talk about that later. King's Landing.
Yeah, let's move on.
All right, well now I'm going to slap you with my performance of the week. Emma D'Arcy had to play a very different sort of Rhaenyra than she started playing back in like 2021. This is just a very, very jeez. This show's been going on a long time. It's just a very different character here, and I think that there are some strong opinions about Rhaenyra's arc right now. We will get to that, but I do want to give credit to them for like an incredible performance. It
Yeah.
feels authentic and genuine. But yeah, like so I guess let's kind of just dive into the King's Landing plot. Orwell tells Rhaenyra that Aegon is still alive, and then she has a conversation with Daemon, and you can kind of see like she's first completely broken down because she's like, dude, they're like
Yeah.
using this. They're saying the gods like resurrected him. It's a sign. She is like
Right.
shattered from this, and she just doesn't know what to do. But at this point, like you see her finally kind of embrace Daemon's way of thinking, of like, you know what, we have
Yeah,
to do what we
that's-
have to do for the
Yeah.
prophecy.
There's a switch that happens in that scene, and it's
Yeah.
like
She's been trending that way
I
for a
think
second.
the
but
anger
yeah.
about right, but I think the anger about Rhaenyra is that it's like okay, and it's like that. I don't remember if it's a meme I sent you. It's like that one of those circular things. It's like why did you make me do this? She does this, and and then cries, and it's like she's just like, we don't know what she's doing, and
I know.
sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I had my mic muted, and I was like wondering why it wasn't coming through.
Well,
But
yeah,
she,
yeah, and like
I saw the post you're
yeah,
talking about, but yeah, like, um,
and at this point she completely switches, and like you can see a serious it's almost like she hits rock bottom, like she's crying. And I will say this about her and Damon, like they, even though he groomed her and even though it's weird, they have plenty of issues, they do make a good power couple. Like he is the balance to her in some ways. It's almost like when she talks to him, he reinvigorates her. And the switch hits, and you see that she takes a breath and she starts giving orders. All right, you're going to do this. You're going to go to Tumbleton, but look, you're not going to go completely ham. You need to. You're representing me here, and don't make me be a monster. But she's very decisive from that point. Everything she does is like, I don't care. Like, I'm going to take care of business, and I'm not going to piddle around anymore. So I think people are going to be happy about like okay, it's finally in motion. We're going
yeah,
to see her turning into the Mad Queen.
entering her Daenerys era. But
Yeah, exactly.
she's not the only character that we see kind of a little bit of a like switch. I'm a little shocked at Alan this week. That's not
Yeah.
the direction I expected him to go, but he starts telling the Valarian forces that they're to protect the city when they're like, dude, we want to go. We want to go rescue Corlys. So does Bela. She ends up having a conversation with Rhaena that gets pretty heated as well.
Yeah.
But it does not seem like rescuing Lord Corlys is the top of chief amongst her. But I mean, they did just have kind of a falling out, so like this kind of matches her like new
Yeah.
character at this point. Thoughts on
Yeah, it's
Alan or Corlys or Bela?
yeah. So Alan, they never actually said it, but I think it's kind of implied that off screen she had a conversation with. In my
Yeah,
at least
that
what
he
I
would
saw,
be
that
that.
she said, "Look, it sounds like she legitimized them off screen. I'm surprised it was not mentioned, but like directly, but
Or
I
it's an
think she
if and then.
legitimized them.
If you
Yeah,
do
it's
this
like
for me, I'll legitimize you. And then, like,
yeah,
if Corlys is off the board, you're Lord of the Tides.
yeah, and he
Which I
he
hope
wins
that
either
I hope
way.
that like the idea of his father like dying and him getting. I can't believe that because this is the same guy that we just had the development of him beginning to love his father at the beginning of the season. Just very.
Yeah,
He will definitely be one of the characters I'm most interested in paying attention to at the beginning of next season for sure. Like just
yeah, I think he
yeah.
and I think I like to think in the background that he doesn't like hope that Corliss dies. I think
Yeah.
he just, when he's talking to those men on the shore, he's like, if I can't convince them, to do my bidding, or if they refuse my orders, then I'm not going to get legitimized, and this is what needs to be done. And I think it's almost like he has a mini switch, kind of like Rhaenyra, and he's like taking charge, like, we're going to do this, and I have to follow her orders. I'm the queen's man because she's legitimizing me, and he's probably just wanted this his whole life.
It just feels weird
wanted to
because
be worth more than a mountain of gold.
Yeah, it just again, I'm very curious. I'll admit I'm a little skeptical of Alan's arc right now. Like we'll see.
Yeah, because there's because then we have it's where it gets real bad is when when they go to the Sept. But of course that's
yeah, we can go to that right now. Yeah, like
yeah.
So like part of like the arc with Rhaenyra sort of like changing has to do with the belief that she is kind of listening to Daemon, where it's like, screw these gods of the god of the seven, or the seven-faced god or whatever, like screw all that. The Sept did hit her with one whenever she's like, I have 6 dragons at my heel, and he was like, and my god has 7 faces. I was like,
7 faces, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a good comeback, but she just doesn't care anymore, and like
Dies
I think
of high
she wants
Valyrian.
his endorsement. Right.
Like,
She wants his endorsement. She wants him to anoint her. She's giving him one final chance because if he goes along with it, then that's a tool she can use. She knows it's valuable to the commoners. But if he doesn't comply, too bad. I'm just going to deal with this as it comes. And on the way to that, of course, she has her Valerian escort bring her there, and I was afraid something was going to happen because I feel like every time a royal gets an escort through the city, something happens. But I guess it didn't happen this time. But like we
well,
finally see Joffrey.
something did
and he
happen
sits
during that
there.
scene was the Targaryen household guards separating the crowd. It caused a disturbance in the streets, which Massaria used to get off the cart that was taking her to which
That's
I guess
true.
that brings us to Massaria now. Massaria got canned, which I think we all
Yeah.
saw coming or we didn't all see coming, but makes sense to all of us because she was not doing a very good job as Mistress of
Yeah.
Whispers. Curious
Yeah,
as to
she was
how this.
falling out of favor.
So, I mean, I think this just means her season 4 arc is not what we think it is. Again,
Yeah,
this might be another
I
one
think-
we might need to discuss post spoilers, but
This is spoilers.
I
now.
might.
I think
I'll
we should
put that
probably
one down
push.
there. I'll put it down there.
Yeah,
we
'cause-
may or may not have time for it at the end, but yeah.
I was gonna say we finally see Joffrey and he has no lines.
I
He's just
actually
sitting
was
there
thinking
like
about
a
this.
bump on a log.
I was thinking about this. The reason they don't want to give him a bunch of lines or a bunch of screen time right now, they're 100% just going to have to recast him. Because he's going to be too old by the time the next season's filmed. Like, you don't want people to fall. And I mean, that is one of the logistical difficulties of doing a show that's supposed to cover a couple of months in show lore over like 8 years of real life.
That's true.
Like,
and I mean, of course, they had no
at that
option
age
with
they grow,
Rhaenyra and
yeah.
Alicent, but
Yeah.
like because you're not going to be able
yeah.
to age down. There's too much stuff. There's too many things that happen too far apart. But I
Yeah.
guess that makes sense. I didn't think about that.
So,
But, it's still like I still wish they would have had a scene in the castle, but we're kind of past that point. But but I going back to
all the kids' arcs are really dispositive for that reason. Like Aegon,
Yeah.
Viserys, Jaehaerys, Maelor the Missing.
Yeah, I mean they're babies.
Well,
but
are we calling the
going
baby
back
in
to
her
the
stomach?
Septa,
Are we calling the baby in Helena's stomach Maelor?
that's
Sure.
that's as good as any placeholder. We'll say that. I mean, I don't see there being another Maelor that covers another arc. That ship has sailed episodes and episodes ago. So
Yeah.
that ship has sailed seasons ago. So
Yeah.
but we'll call it Maelor for now. Of course we have, I wanted to get back to the Sept arc for a moment.
Yeah, you're good.
You get back to you're talking about Alan, and it's like, your gods, you have Valyrian blood. Your gods are more important. Your gods are higher. But it's like I saw this on another podcast. It was like, but his human decency goes away. He's just killing an unarmed man, like not taking a prisoner, just slaughtering him in cold blood. And that to me is definitely the worst thing Alan did in this one, and it's the most disturbing, I guess, for most out of character.
It's not the first time that religious radicalism has caused things like that, and that's exactly what Rhaenyra is engaging in here: is religious radicalism, because this prophecy is truer to her than like this sparkling water is in front of me right now. Like it is.
Yeah.
It is. Did you notice the eyes? The way they did her eyes?
Yeah, very dark.
Like they are clearly, they have made the decision. She is now a villain. Are you still Team Black?
Yes, based on the book, but they're making a case compelling. I was talking to a guy at work, and he was complaining to me. He always does about House of the Dragon because he knows I do a podcast.
Yeah.
And he's saying all this stuff. I'm like, he's been Tim Green since last season. I don't know what the first thing he said to me. He's like, they should have just kicked Rhaenyra aside, made Aegon king in the first place. But so I feel like he's been Team Green for a while, but he's now very Team Green, and they're giving us reasons to be Team Green.
Yeah.
But then again, you have people like Ormond.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's like talks on both their houses.
actor that plays Otto Hightower, like 2 seasons ago, was asked, like, just like out and about, like, whether he was Team Black or Team Green. He was like, they're both like homicidal war criminals. That like they all
Yeah.
deserve to die, and I look forward to watching them all die.
Yeah, like you can find a handful of people between the two sides, like Helena, who are innocent in all this. But
You nailed that
maybe,
transition. That's where I want
you
to go
know,
next, anyway. So if you can just keep going
yeah,
on that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got our Helena scenes, and first she, you know,
Not
first she
eating.
force feeds her.
Well, the
Yeah,
conversation
and
she has with her first, I thought was
right before the
really
force feed.
like. So the beetle thing is interesting. And then
Mhm.
her straight up calling her ugly also like elicited a response because then she immediately looks back and just eat.
Yeah,
Cool.
because she starts with honey, you know, think of the baby, and she's like, you hate him too, you know, you're thinking about him too, and then you know you don't care, and she's kind of, you know, obviously Elena is, you know, on the you know, she's on the spectrum. There's something, you know, and she's kind of at her wits end. She has not mental health treatment is not that well, is not great at the Red Keep.
Well, and
So
especially when you're
she's
being
kind of at her wits
confined,
end, and she's
you know, when you're
yeah,
confined the whole
she's
time,
probably
yeah.
like yeah, if I can't be outside a lot, and if I can't, you know, see Jahara, it's like why I'm kind of at the end. Like it seems hopeless that I'm gonna get to go on live on some farm with my mom. So you know, let me just tell her how it is. You know, if she's my sister, if she says she's my sister, and you know whatever, then we're gonna have to, you know, I'm gonna be clear with her, and she kind of lets her know what she thinks. Uh, but yeah, she you know, that was disturbing. The force feeding scene was disturbing.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Well, I
like
think how cold
how
she
they
walked away
treat
from it
people.
too. Like
Yeah.
she really does believe that she is. At first, it was, you know, like, I mean, we can go back to the quote where Allison said that you'll do things that you would have never thought you would have done now that you're in this position. And she said, I'm not going to
Oh yeah.
sacrifice who I am uh, because of my new position and
Yeah.
whatnot. And here we are 5 episodes later, and that is in fact exactly what she is doing. Like she is like,
Yeah.
you know, like you get this from a lot of like evil people for the greater good. That's sort of her mindset.
Yeah. She doesn't care about Elena. Like at this point, you get the feeling like Elena is a motivation for Allison, and that's it. For
Yeah.
Allison to do her bidding. However, I can use Allison.
Uh,
The key to her is Helena.
well, also the baby was a potential hostage.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Of course.
Aegon would be willing to do, or would be much more willing to do as you tell him to do, if you have his child in your possession. Especially now that, as he mentioned before, his weenie has been roasted entirely.
Right, and his son Jaehaerys is dead. His son Jaehaerys, and Jaehaerys is a girl, and he obviously doesn't believe a girl can inherit. So that, you know, Maelor supposedly it's kind of the remaining option for his heir. So
um,
yeah,
before that scene, though, Massaria had actually straight up told her, she was like, Massaria had straight up told her like, hey, she knows Aegon is alive. Like, she's just going to use you for
yeah,
that exact purpose. Like,
yeah.
Helena does find her way out though.
Hmm. Unfortunately,
If you or
yeah.
anyone
It's
you know is struggling to that point, please find help. Like,
mm,
we are talking about a fictional thing here, but I know that this is not something that only affects fictional lives. So if you are struggling, please seek help. Like,
yeah,
the world is better with you in it.
yeah. Yep.
All this being said,
It's
I understand why someone would want out of Helena's position and why she might see that as the only way
mhm,
out. But I say
yeah.
all this, but I do
It's
not want to undermine the seriousness of this topic.
yeah. That's, you know, that's definitely a scene that we all, you know, us book readers kind of saw coming, but we
We
didn't
didn't
know
know
how
that
it
how
would
it was
play
going to
out.
go. Yeah,
You know?
took it out of my mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest with you, I'm glad they didn't do it, you know, in real time. You know, it was an afterthought, but it was still disturbing seeing her lay on the spikes.
Yeah.
And we didn't hear the cry, from the books. We didn't hear her dragon breaking. We didn't see a scene of her dragon breaking a chain or something, but because that happens in Fire and Blood, like when she falls. But
I think that there's a chance we don't see Dreamfire again. I mean, there is a spot where we could, but there's a chance that we don't. We'll see. We got a long time to discuss that.
That's true.
We do need to leave King's Landing though, because this was all major stuff here in King's Landing, but it wasn't actually the because this episode was. Do you know what the episode title was?
It was like the betrayal or the traitors of Tumbleton or
the
something like that.
The treasons of Tumbleton.
Treasons of Tumbleton. Yeah, I knew it was something like that.
All right, so knocking out some of the early scenes, we get Daron gets knighted with the moniker or the sobriquet Daron the Daring, and I have a personal
Daron the Daring.
Daron the Daring, and I have a little personal gripe here because he earned that title in the book because he wasn't even supposed to come to the battle because he and his dragon were considered we don't know the exact reason why, but it's speculated that he was too young. But he flew in anyways and saved Ormond and the entire Hightower army's backside because they were completely surrounded by different armies in the Reach. But we just completely bypassed the entire arc in the Reach, which is fine. That's fine. But I wish they could have referenced it in some way that how he earned that name and whatnot. Instead, you just get some random dude on the street refer to him as Daron the Daring, and then you get Ormond knighting him with that title. You do something. He hasn't done anything daring yet. We see his bravery, but we haven't seen him do anything daring.
I agree, and this is what George was saying about the butterfly thing. It's one thing they go off script, and it these kind of things happen where it's what. And as book readers, yes, we know what he did, but they completely skipping the Battle of the Honeywine. Now we know it's you're right. He hasn't even been in a battle. He hasn't fought anybody. As far as the screen audience knows, they don't know what the Battle of the Honeywine was. I don't remember if it's even mentioned.
And it looks like they keep his dragon in hiding for the most part.
I know, but like you said, we got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
I know that's
So while they're on the battlements, there's a couple things. They see Ormond has plotted to put all the kids near the front as this kind of a tactic to say if you're going to use your dragons, you're going to kill a whole bunch of children, with the whole realm watching, which I would argue that makes you look bad. But I guess Ormond does not give a single F, not a single one. But they're sitting there gossiping or talking about what's the plan, and then and Gwaine is just being almost sarcastic about it. We're probably just gonna die. That's probably how this is gonna play out. He's kind of accepted his fate and is just making jokes about it at this point. He's we're gonna die really pointlessly, and
bravely and pointlessly.
There we go, bravely and pointlessly. But this is where Daron says he's dude, him and Roxton got something going on here. I don't know what it is, but then Gwaine is able to pick up from his reaction. And he was something's gone wrong with that plan and whatnot. We do get a moment of Daron being brave here though, because he's I want to fight for my people. I want to or these people. I don't want them to just die on my behalf. This doesn't make sense. I should at least fly into battle here or do something. Which I get it.
Fight or flee.
Yeah.
Fight or flee, and I'm not going to flee. So, I'm not just going to hide until Ormond tells me to do something, And, of course, we get the scene at the tavern where Ulf's bragging. He's he's going to face me. And, he's drunk and he's in his element.
Let's get hammered the night before the battle.
Yeah, exactly. He was her something than her lover. No, her husband.
Her uncle. No, her lover. No, her husband. Yeah.
We all know a bar regular like that. They just love to be in their element. That's where he belongs. That's what Ulf should have been in real life. He should have been a bar owner.
They're not
But
bar owner, but bar patron.
bar patron. Yeah, he's a regular. But anyway, yeah, he all that brave talk, and Ormond is Ormond finds out we can't find him, and Bold John tells him that. And you could see his panic setting in. He's like, "That's the key to our plan."
I do want to stay on Gwen before we get to
Yeah.
that, though, because Gwen actually
Sure.
hatches up a plan because, like, where he gets Corlys and offers him up freely, being like, "Look, I have eyes. I can see that you guys are going to kill us all. I'm hoping that maybe we can make an arrangement." They want to have basically divide the kingdom into like two separate halves, or not even halves. It's really like a
It's
third
the-
and 2/3. Like, if we're really being honest.
It's so to jump in here. That was actually from the book, but it was offered to Rhaenyra by Alicent in the book in Fire and Blood.
Yeah.
And Alicent, the dynamics would be the Reach, the Westerlands, and the Stormlands, ruled by Daeron. And honestly, at that point, I can't remember if she was offering for Daeron. But point is, it would be those three kingdoms. I don't know about the Iron Islands. Whereas the North, the Vale, the Crown Lands, and the Riverlands would be ruled by the Blacks, by Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
And but it was kind of a throwaway line in the book. Like, it was like too little, too late. Alicent saw the way things were going, but I like this plot, to be honest with you, because
if we get another
Alicent's had enough.
You're hitting on something, though. If we get another Alicent and Rhaenyra scene, they are not going to be best friends in this one.
I know.
Like,
Yeah,
this version. This version of Rhaenyra is going to be spiteful.
Yeah, because all this was to get Helena away.
Yeah.
Her and Helena away,
yeah.
and if she's lost Helena, it's like,
Well, also just
her North
Rhaenyra's
Star's gone.
Rhaenyra's at a point where she's kind of holding no punches from anyone and whatnot. So, like, I mean,
Yeah.
she might be. Like, yeah, it will not be a friendly meeting if we get to see them again together in season 4.
Yeah,
Results may vary
Yeah.
on that. We'll see.
yeah.
But Corlys actually says, "You know what? No, just how about you just give him Old Town?" And Gwen's like, "But no, that wasn't the deal." Because also, like, I was like,
Yeah.
Gwen is next in line at Old Town. It's like, what the heck? Like, but
Yeah.
Corlys
Yeah.
is like, no matter what, like, this, you're gonna end up with Rhaenyra on the throne. Just like, do you want to do it at the cost of a whole bunch of lives? And Daemon's like, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Two paths laid before you.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite lines from this.
I'm surprised
but,
how many last
yeah.
episode lines were in the trailer for the season. Looking back,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
because normally
I know,
they
there's
don't.
some good
Normally,
lines.
the opening or the trailers before a season show mostly stuff from the beginning. And I was correct that we've kind of figured it out by now, but I was correct that shot of that town with the Northerners there was in fact Tumbleton. Like, in the trailer,
Yeah.
I'd called that early on. I have called a lot of
Yeah.
stuff this season. I'm gonna give myself credit. I have been drinking.
Very prescient.
I have been in the Weirwood Network. Like, Weirwood Network. Getting my sources from Ravens and stuff. Like,
We've taken over
full
for
green scene. Helena, yeah, I got you, girl.
yeah, hanging out with Blood Raven.
Yeah,
That's another topic.
Exactly. Yeah.
For another day.
Yeah, we need another
But,
autistic green seer. I got you guys.
Yeah.
So sorry, I had to. Anything else before we get to battle?
I think that was. Oh, yeah.
We get a cool scene
I
with
think
like
that's it for
we
that.
get a cool scene with like Roddy with Daemon and Black Alley with her only 2 single words of dialogue that aren't saying. Though we do get her riding on a horse, just like bowing people down. You were talking. You reminded me of that on the phone earlier.
Yeah, well, we have a war council. Oscar Tully lays out the weaknesses and the plan, and he kind of lays out what's going on, and they find out about the kids up there,
Yeah.
and Damon's remembering in his mind, I can't make her look like a monster. Let me do my best. he tries to tell the others like, look, you got to be a little careful. You know, you can't just kill everybody. Like, and of course, Roddy's rolling his eyes over there, but and
Allie's one
you
that's
get
like,
Black
sounds
Alley's
boring.
line.
Sounds boring.
Sounds boring. But
Love you, Queen.
You know, so his plan, his plan was just to go in and spray fire on the battlements.
It's not the best line from that scene, though. You know what the best line from that scene is, Roddy? So, like, he's like, "Are you still ready to die for the Dragon Queen?" And he's like, "Can't wait."
Yeah.
He's like,
good.
"But you have to open the gate first." All right.
Yeah.
Open the gate, then die.
He's open the gate, then die. Yeah. And then of course you got your Roddy, like pumping his guys up, and and then Damon is good at battlefield speeches. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "I don't want your best, I want your worst."
Yeah. Oh, I love that. But or like after the negotiation with the Hightower, he's like, "If anyone else tries to stall this battle, they'll ride in on the front of my horse." He has an expletive in there, but
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, he said the next person that tries to stall this battle is going to ride in on the front of my horse.
Oh, okay. He's like, let's get it over with.
No, the reason his war speeches are so convincing is because you believe that he wants all the smoke. Like, he doesn't feel like he's acting or putting on a show.
Yeah, he's got a big head.
He does this for the love of the game. Like, he's actually trying to be a little controlled.
He loves doing battle. We get a lot of battle scenes. A lot of I feel like he's in every battle scene in this whole show. But he's in 90%
as he
of
should be.
Yeah, that's true.
He missed the Battle of the Gullet.
Yeah, that's true. Even the book doesn't have this. And I know they faced each other in a tournament, but it would be so cool to see a battlefield scene with him and Kristen Cole. I really wanted to see Best Knight in the Seven Kingdoms. Although, as we get into the battle, we have another in the making. Someone else who faced off against Damon. But what happens next, Doug?
We get the Northerners lead the vanguard because they. It might seem heinous, but like there is a cultural thing from the North as winter begins, because winter has kind of begun with this war. You'll notice a lot in George Orwell's writing. When war and strife and bad things begin to happen, winter starts usually, and when things are peaceful, you get like spring and summer.
Yeah,
and it's not 100% foolproof like there is like other areas, but like with the big bad wars, you get winter. And for the Northerners, winter had kind of came right around the time of this war, and when winter comes, a lot of the older men will go to war to the south to be one less mouth to feed so their family may survive winter, because it gets so hard and so cold up there. So, and better to do that than to just go out freezing in the cold to death. So they see it as death in battle. It's like, I mean, and it gives you kind of that Viking-esque, like, pursuit of Valhalla, like,
Yeah. It's as far as Roderick Dustin, Roddy the Ruin, I always wonder, well, what's his motivation? He's a lord, and in West, he may not seem like extremely old. He's not 70, 80 years old, but in Westeros, age, life expectancy, he's pretty old, and he probably has a grown son he probably has a son that's in his 30s or even 40, like that's like capable, ready to rule. And he's probably like, things are going to go great at my house, and I'm ready to die. He probably hasn't seen a battle in a while, and he's probably ready to, but as far as the fighters themselves, his soldiers, they're, these are salt of the earth, their families could starve if they're, like Doug said.
Yeah. So it's not just like pure callousness. Like they believe that they are serving a purpose for their family and for glory. Like, that's why even like when one of them gets shot down by the arrow before they start charging, they all just start cheering. Like,
yeah. But, that's why they're here.
Do you want to cut to like Ormond's sort of like situation inside the castle then?
Yeah. So, like you said, they overrun the walls. They overrun the walls eventually. Roddy's on the battlements fighting, and we have that scene with where Damon is gonna Dracarys the Gates with Caraxes, and Ormond sends out like a group of boys to stand in front of the gate, and thankfully Daemon just doesn't immediately set him on fire. He's like, move, move. He gives him a chance, and all but 2 boys move.
Yeah,
and
they
like,
they moved at the last
sorry,
second. I don't know if they got out of there at the time, but like I love the acting here from Matt Smith, where he's like, "Come on,
Yeah.
please, like I'm pleading with you for your
Yeah.
life." Like,
Yeah, he's being surprisingly restrained considering
yes,
his character, but I think he's had character development too.
yeah, oh,
So
sure,
he's lost a little bit of the hot-headedness, but he's still single-minded.
Yeah.
The high towers have to go down, but then they finally burst through the gate. He's setting Caraxes on the men at the front, and and then we get to Ormond's. What's going on with Ormond?
So then inside the gate, there's already a lot of chaos already kind of going on because Ormond is like, well, where is my secret plan? And in the midst of trying to find Ulf, a servant tells him that Gwain's plan to sue for peace didn't work out. He's like, his what? And he's like, oh yeah, he brought like Corlys Valeria. He's did what? Like Ormond cannot believe how much his well thought out plan is just meticulously falling apart. We find Ulf in, possibly the least shocking situation we could have found him in.
Passed out
in a porta potty.
Yeah, he's sitting on the toilet or medieval toilet.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy work.
What? And of course, Ormond sticks his head in there and he's going to give it to him straight, but then, of course, his smell kind of cripples him. He gets out. And,
Someone get him.
He's like, someone else get him.
And then he
starts giving it to him. Yeah,
critical mistake.
He drops the facade and he's like, you idiot, you dumb, common, sot, he's like, he basically just belittles him and tells him he's you're a commoner and you're
Get back on that
worthless and it's your
beast,
fault.
like-
Like, get back on that beast and do what you're told.
Yeah.
Something Ulf does not want to hear. He's getting the same treatment that Daemon gave.
It's not your critical oversight by Ormond here because it's like that's how you brought him to your side was because of stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't have to be happy with him, but it'd be like he could have come in with a, "Hey man, hop on your dragon, it's cool,
Or
we
be like,
gotta win
bro,
this
you're
thing."
killing me right now, like, and then that
Yeah,
would probably work better.
he could have phrased it different, honestly. It could have just been like, "At least we found you. Let's go," And he made a critical mistake, like you said.
It'll be fun to see the
we-
aftermath of Ulf's actions in the next season for sure.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Daemon's like, Hugh's dragon has landed and out on the battlefield, kind of at the back, and they tell Daemon, and he's like, "What is he doing here? He's supposed to be guarding King's Landing." He's like, "Learn why Hugh is here. Sir Hugh is here."
Yeah.
But it's kind of a side thought. Daemon's got more important things to deal with.
Yeah.
And while he's in there fighting, while he's within the city walls, he sees Ulf fighting,
Or Hugh.
kind of just and yelling for his wife, or I'm sorry, Hugh. And,
I can't say how many times I keep
but
accidentally
again-
doing that in my notes.
yeah. But he's got more important things to deal with because meanwhile Roddy is kind of trying to find Daron, and they're kind of John Roxton sicks some of his boys on him, and they defeat them, and but Daemon runs into bold John Roxton. And it's kind of time for Daemon to face a pretty hard fight.
Yeah, Roxton was putting that work in on him. And then I think Daemon also gets kind of the first indicator of what's going on because Roxton sees Silverwing and says, "There you are." And he's like, you see him even look confused, like, what? What's that supposed to mean? That cannot be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he gets thrown off because it was a pretty evenly matched. I don't know. I think Daemon didn't he was not a pushover. It was a good fight, but I think that gave
He was losing that
John
fight.
Roxton. He was losing, but I think that made it worse. and but then suddenly Ulf starts raining fire down, and
On everyone.
uh,
Well, let's talk the
yeah,
Roddy
and
and let's talk the
yeah,
Roddy and Orman fight first.
yeah, let's do that.
Roddy manages to find Orman Hightower. They have a little bit of a scuffle. Looks like he breaks one of his teeth out. You can't really tell. It's a really bloody, gruesome scene. But
Yeah, he hits him with a shield.
Orman knows how to fight and manages to stab
Yeah.
Roddy in the gut and cut his arm off. And Roddy's arm bleeds on Orman, and he, because he's squeamish, like gags and whatnot. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that is my least favorite sort of plot device they have used in this entire show, is the whole Orman not liking smells thing. I mean, it just
it was
so much build up for so minimal. Like, you could tell every single part of this story without this cheesy sort of I don't know. Like, it's a shame. It's a shame because Orman's such a phenomenal character. Like, such a phenomenal character.
They could have done something. I think they could have done something more interesting with the smells. Like, even the plot with
wasn't this your moment of the week? Didn't you say that this was your moment of the week?
So the moment coming up. So then, of course he looks away and he's throwing up, and if he hadn't had to look away, he would have kept his guard up and probably could have finished Roddy off. But Roddy, he gets his moment, and Roddy's like, I'm already half dead. I'm gonna take him out, and he beats him to the ground, and he pushes him up against the wall and shoves a sword up his hiney. His keister, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the look on Orman's face, as it should be, is horrified, just looking up. And what is what remind me of the phrase? You can bleep out whatever you want, but what did Roddy say?
We can get away with a few cuss words. We can get away with, I put the explicit tag almost on podcast feeds and YouTube.
All right.
It was like, that's a proper fucking from the north. Like,
from the north.
I don't know if that's exact. Yeah.
That's got to be my favorite moment, and we'll talk about this in a minute. But Roddy, so anyways, then Ulf.
I do want to say my favorite moment because we completely brushed over it. Like, I mentioned it, but I completely forgot to mention that it was my favorite moment. Helena calling Rhaenyra ugly. That was absolutely, and then she's like, eat. Like, I just thought that was such a good moment.
Yeah.
She's telling her to eat when both of the actresses were absolutely eating in that scene. Like,
yeah, and to me, like, all three main characters that die in this episode were in the running along with Aegon, for best character. Helena, it could have been Helena. Orman, he plays a great villain, but Roddy was my favorite character as well. Like, I think his performance in this was just very Viking, like you said, Viking-esque.
I just wanted more Roddy throughout the season. We've only gotten him sprinkled in here and there, and you got like a really tier 1 actor to play the role. I wish we would have just had more time with him.
Yeah, he's a big deal. I can't remember his name, but but anyways, so at this moment, he's about to, he's sitting there in horror, Orman, with this knife up his ass, or this sword up his ass, and so in the meanwhile, Ulf's dragon shows up, and the Riverlanders are like, we got a dragon. They're all excited, and then he makes a pass, turns around, and starts raining fire down. And Corlys is down there. He's like, something's not right. We got to, Corlys is horrified, and of course, then he, goes, but then he starts raining fire down the town. He's like, I hate all these people. I don't care. I'm not just going to attack the blacks. I'm going to attack the greens in the city. And he, Orman sees him coming, and he knows. He's like, no. And of course, Roddy's the opposite. He's like, I'm going to die, killing this High Lord, and I'm going to die in dragonfire. Yeah. So, of course, this ends two of our main characters, Orman and Roddy. And meanwhile,
great performances, Flanagan and Tom Norton. Like, just thank you guys for what you gave us as far as perform. We might not agree with every decision made by the show, Y'all were
Yeah.
fantastic and like high praise.
We may hate the character, but the actor was great.
Yeah.
As far as Orman goes, and that. So when go ahead.
I was gonna say I love if you ever get to watch behind the scenes stuff, Tom Bennett. Like I've been watching the like full like the House the Dragons build, like which is like the extended
Yeah.
sort of behind the scenes. Tom Bennett is hilarious, and he kind of like he sarcastically embodies Ulf's sort of personality on the set, like just like
Oh really?
swearing up a storm, like being kind of like a little bit of a douche, like but like it's playful, like he's doing it in like a satirical way. Like he's hilarious, and like
Yeah.
when he's in the behind the episode, he's like F this lot, F that lot, you like, and I think he just loves being the chaotic member of the show, like, and it's so wholesome,
yeah.
like well cast
He's,
for that, like.
It is well cast. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure once they saw him, they're like, "That's the guy."
That's our all.
But meanwhile, we have all this fire that Ulf was raining down. Damon gets separated from John Roxton, as Doug said, was beating his ass, and some falling rubble separates them. So Damon survives this, and so does Bold John. We don't really see Bold John after this, but
we do. No, you see him. You see him find Orman's body after the battle.
That's right. Okay, you're right. And of course, in the meantime, you have the scene between Sir Gawain and Daron the Daring, along with Tessarion.
Yeah, because Gawain's just like begging him not to join the fray, but
yeah,
he even says, you'll have to go through me. Gawain Hightower's also been fantastic. Man, a lot of the green characters are really there's some bad ones though. We just killed maybe one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
So, but he tells Daron, he's like, you're gonna have to go through me, like if you because he is so protective of him. And people were joking, they were like, he's not even a parent, and he might be the best parent in this show.
I know.
Yeah, like
yeah.
But
that gets interrupted.
Yeah, and then when they go up there, they see Silverwing burning the Riverlands army, and Gawain's like, we might actually survive. There's like a little bit of hope in his voice, and then all of a sudden, Ulf turns and just starts burning Tumbleton as well, and then they're like, oh, okay, never mind. This is not sure if this is better or worse. It's maybe sideways.
Yeah.
Is the best. Sideways is probably the best way to describe the way this battle went.
Yeah,
for all parties involved.
Right, and one more thing I wanted to mention before we get into the end. You have Corlys come in, and while Damon after Damon gets separated from Bold John, Corlys is like, Silverwing's turn.
Gotta go.
We got to go, and I like. There's a few questions I have at this point because you see three dragons. I'm still trying to figure out which dragons. I watched it twice and I couldn't figure out which dragons were in the sky.
It's Ulf on Silverwing being chased by Caraxes and Vermithor. They're not engaging, it doesn't look like, but I think that they at least sense that that's a problem. Those that have read the book know there is a ton.
Hugh Hammer. Hugh Hammer.
He's on the ground. No, he finds Kat, who appeared to have been killed off screen. We see her as her house is being attacked, or the place she's staying. It's her brother's house. But you see her there while there's Northmen coming in, and there's Hightower men in the house, and they're all just fighting with the family in there and whatnot. This, unfortunately, is the reality of war. Is that even if you're not one of the combatants, you could just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. No word on whether it was a Hightower or a Northman. That we do know that from the books there is a Tumbleton Part 2, but we will. I'm actually going to nix the spoiler section for this. I think we could just do more justice if we just do it in a full extended version next week when we recap the whole season. Because really, spoilers are going to be talking about season 4 and the context of the whole season helps there a lot. So, I think we're going to hold off on the spoiler section, but just a little bit of the aftermath. The Corlys telling Damon we got to go, I'm trying to remember. There's a scene that I can't remember. Another one that does pop to my mind is when the fool, I'm trying to remember his name from Game of Thrones, tells Sansa like we have to go right now. Like, but there's another,
Don,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
Don something Duskin.
yeah. But there's another. Is there another battle or
Donald.
something where like someone's telling someone where it's like lost, we have to go? I feel like there is in this lore, or I might be misremembering. But
I think so too. I can't remember.
maybe I find it when I'm doing B-roll footage. But yeah, it's a like Corlys, low key showing some great loyalty to Rhaenyra's cause here.
Yeah, he could have just cut and run at that point. He could have left Daemon to die. As Daemon said, he's like, Lord Corlys is my prisoner because he thinks he's been a little traitorous, with this proposal. But Corlys comes in and saves him. He's like, "We got to go. You're gonna die if you stick around here."
Yeah.
And so it's like he said earlier in the show, like the only thing I have left is my honor. So he's not scheming. He's not, he's just looking for the best way out of it. He's looking for the most peaceful, best way out of this, and still sticking to his guns with Rhaenyra.
Yeah, he's almost like the black version of Sir Tylen. I don't mean that because he's black. I mean for Team Black.
Yeah, yeah. Now I know what you mean.
I mean, but honestly,
he's loyal. He made. Yeah, I won't spoil anything, but they're both. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't want. I guess.
Yeah, you're good.
But
we got a couple other discoveries. Wayne is alive. He's looking for Daron. We don't see Daron, but if I hope that this isn't a spoiler, but I don't think that he is dead because they didn't show his body or anything, and Gwaine on the brink of death. Right? Yeah, if they were dead, they would have gave us that at the end of the episode. There would be no reason not to give us that. We already mentioned Ulf was being chased by Caraxes and Vermithor. Roxanne finds Ormond, but they appear to have a more special bond than I thought, because that was kind of a tender moment. And then, of course, Hugh finding Kat. That was heartbreaking. Anything on any of these before we wrap this bad boy up?
I was going to say the Hugh and Kat thing. All I could think of is Anakin from Revenge of the Sith. No! Like, when his wife
Padme,
dies.
yeah.
I know she's not in his arms, but it just reminded me of Anakin and Padme. No!
Yeah, no. I can definitely see the parallels there, yeah. So thank you guys so much. I'm actually about to go to a friend's house and watch a little Game of Thrones. Same friend that I got to see the Red Wedding. We're going to go watch The Laws of Gods and Men. And this is the episode where we get the I Demand a Trial by Combat speech. So I'm super excited for that. That monologue always makes me cry. Like, Peter Dinklage, we didn't deserve you.
Yeah.
But if this version has a few chops that seem a little confusing and whatnot, we battled some tech issues during this episode. My internet went out 3 or 4 times. It's been doing it when I've been watching the show as well. And in fact, in order to finish it, I just had to give up on the internet and just literally use Wi-Fi from our personal hotspot from my phone in order to finish the episode. Not ideal, but we made it through. If you've made it this far in the video, you obviously enjoy listening to us talk about this stuff. Please hit us with a like. Please hit us with a subscribe. Follow us on the social media. The page is starting to get some memes to get shared in some other places. I've been pretty proud of that. Leave some comments on what you thought about this episode, or what you thought about our takes, or if you have anything that different that you believe. Just try to make sure you put spoiler warnings for any potential things that could ruin the show for somebody else in season 4. We're gonna have our recap episode come out. It might take me 2 weeks because we're gonna go long on that one, and I don't mind taking the time to edit that. So it might be a couple weeks down the road, but then we might take a little brief hiatus. I'm gonna kind of change up how we're doing workflow. I'm probably gonna get a different mic that see if I'm just trying different things to see if I can deal with some of the audio issues that I've been having on my end. Luke, anything else for the people?
Oh, 2 things. Also, if you like seeing those, if you like, House of the Dragon memes and Game of Thrones memes, follow us on Twitter. What's our Twitter handle, Doug? It's just a podcast has no name.
I think it's a cast. If you are on YouTube, go to the description. You can click our link tree. That'll take you to all of our social medias. And if you're on Spotify or Apple, it should be in the descriptions, the same link tree as well. And that you can find everything. I try to post them on all of our social medias. They're on they're on the
Okay,
Facebook
and-
page, they're on the Twitter, they're on the Instagram. So I haven't started using the Snapchat yet, but that's just maybe in progress. I'm learning. Okay, guys.
Yeah. Can we reveal what our future subject post House of the Dragon is going to be? Our video.
As of now, like we're leaning to, have we locked that in for sure? I think that's what we're leaning towards. But I'm always open to the idea of maybe potentially, yeah. So I think we're going to do a deeper dive on Bravos.
Yeah.
We mentioned it before in the past. A lot of the other channels are doing ones on prophecy now because prophecy played such a key role down the back end. That might be a deeper subject for another time, though. But like I said, it might be a little bit of a break before you get another episode from us after the recap. But don't worry, we're not going anywhere. We love doing this. Just might make some changes to the workflow. But thank you guys again. Good.
Yeah, and make sure to tune in for this for our series overview, our recap.
The recap episode's gonna be so much
Because,
fun. Shay, looking forward to having you back on the show.
Yeah, Shay is coming back, and all three of us are going to be on here. So
The dragon has 3 heads.
Personally. Yeah, oh, that's a good one. I have not met Shay, so it'll be interesting to get to talk to him, and it'll be great. It's going to be a big episode, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So anything else, Doug?
No, man, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. Please have a good day. Have a good night. Peace out.
Thank you for joining us. Please join us again next week.